Relationships change as we age. But what happens if a wife begins to feel estranged from her husband after decades of marriage? What makes a woman who used to love her boyfriend gradually distance herself, lose that passion, and become uninterested? Many couples deal with this reality, but few discuss the gradual decline in affection, the subtle behavioral changes, or the silent annoyance that accumulates over time. It takes years of unfulfilled desires, unsaid words, and missed opportunities for it to happen. It's not necessarily about falling out of love. It's about understanding what love should feel like. Frequently, it boils down to very pragmatic reasons. Today, we'll look at the causes of women's changing feelings about their spouses as they age and how to modify them before it's too late. Stay with me through to the finish if you're a husband, wife, or someone who is interested in committed partnerships. This could permanently alter your perspective on marriage, aging, and love. First place, the emotional toll grows too great over time. In their marriage, many women take on the role of emotional caregiver. They handle the household and remember birthday plans, family get-togethers, and doctor's appointments. However, as they age, they come to understand that this unseen work has taken a toll on them. And the harsh reality is that most men aren't even aware that it's happening. While their husbands merely exist within the marriage, women begin to feel as though they are carrying it on their shoulders. The second is a lack of purposeful communication during the formative years. There's a lot of curiosity in conversations. How did your day go? What's on your mind? Share your dreams with me. However, many husbands eventually cease having meaningful, in-depth conversations with their spouses. Instead, the interactions become rote, predictable, or worst, non-existent. Women want company as much as they want emotional closeness. Without it, they begin to feel invisible, unheard, and undervalued. Third place, one of the most frequent grievances of women in long-term marriages is the never-ending burden of housework. According to studies on the never-ending load of housekeeping, women still perform the majority of household duties in modern times, even after retiring. And many of them are just fed up with it by the time they are in their senior years. What begins as minor irritations, deep animosity, gradually develops from dirty dishes left in the sink and garments left untucked away. Why do I have to keep doing everything? The woman asks herself. The fourth, as women mature, many of them desire personal growth. They want to travel, learn new things, and interact with the world. If their husbands don't change with them, they feel stuck and as though they're outgrowing the marriage itself. She outgrows the partnership, but he doesn't. The emotional distance between a woman and her spouse widens if she feels like she's changing while he stays the same. The fifth is a decline in emotional and physical closeness. Intimacy is about feeling emotionally linked and wanted over time, not only about being physically close. Retirement is often viewed as the golden chapter of life, a time to unwind, travel, and enjoy each other's company. However, for many couples, it becomes a source of tension because they suddenly find themselves spending all of their time together, and many men struggle to adjust. They go from working full-time to sitting around unsure of what to do. Unfortunately, in many marriages, this means the wife suddenly becomes the husband's entertainment committee. He expects her to fill his time to take care of him and be his constant companion. Retirement can feel oppressive to someone who has spent their entire life handling obligations, as though they have lost the independence they had hoped for. A woman may feel stuck in a life she didn't choose if she has no interests, hobbies, or friendships. This bitterness might subtly weaken her love for her husband. She doesn't feel valued or heard anymore. Feeling invisible is one of the most agonizing things that may happen in a marriage. Not arguing. Many women feel their voices are no longer important after years of serving as the family's emotional pillar. They try to have meaningful talks, share their feelings, and voice worries, but their husbands don't really listen. Wives only need to be heard, not lavish displays. She must understand that the person she has spent decades with still values her feelings, ideas, and opinions. She starts to emotionally retreat when that stops happening, and it's difficult to recover from that. A woman will quit trying if she is neglected for a long enough period. And when she does, love becomes silent hatred. The eighth is that she desires more since she understands that life is brief. People start to perceive life differently as they get older. They lose friends, go to more funerals, and realize that time is valuable. For many women, this awareness causes them to view their marriages differently. She begins to pose challenging queries to herself. Am I content? Do I feel loved? Do I want to live my remaining years in this manner? She might start to retreat if the responses don't satisfy her, not because she's angry, but rather to protect herself. As we reach the later years of life, relationships are not about grand romantic gestures, but rather about presence, understanding, and respect. When a woman starts to feel distant from her husband, it is rarely because she has simply fallen out of love, but rather because she no longer feels seen, valued, or appreciated. This is the story of many marriages. Many women reach a point where they no longer want to fight, nag, or beg for attention. Instead, they simply focus on their own well-being. If their husband doesn't meet halfway, they quietly detach emotionally and sometimes even physically. Love doesn't go away in a single spectacular moment. Rather, it fades over the years when a woman bears her emotional responsibilities alone, in the little unnoticed moments when she feels ignored and when she wants assistance but only receives silence. Does it have to be this way? No, love is a choice, and even though it fades, it can be rekindled. If you're a husband reading this, consider the last time you genuinely listened to your wife, and the last time you expressed gratitude for her as a person as well as a partner. If your wife is feeling distant, is there still hope for reestablishing that connection? Marriage is about consistently choosing one another, not about arriving at a destination. It's about making the little things that say, I still see you, even when the years have altered you. I still think highly of you. I still care about you. If you just remember one thing from this video, it should be that love doesn't fade with age. Rather, it fades when we stop fostering it. It's never too late to establish a relationship if you want to maintain it into old age. Choose understanding, choose love, and most of all, choose one another. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care of yourself and your relationships. They are life's greatest treasures.